So what are you into? What are you working on these days?
Oh, doing lots of training.
Yes. And what kind of training are you working with people on? What is
So, I mean, it's personal training,
Mhm.
but all different kinds of goals with
Okay.
people. Some goals are mobility goals, whether it's just to be able to bend over and touch their toes.
Mhm.
The Mudathlon or the Muddy Princess is coming up here at the Mile to Wild.
Okay.
It's a all women's event. So someone wants to compete in it. So we're doing some training on it just to try to get ready
Now
for that.
So what kind of events? I mean, what are you competing in on something like that? What are
So,
well, I guess what are the events?
So what that is, it's an obstacle course
Okay.
in the mud, different challenges, probably going through tires, climbing up walls, over nets, things like
Okay.
that.
Kind of like a military obstacle course.
Yeah, kind of.
Head to red, flip over
Right.
over a wall and stuff like that.
Right,
Yeah.
things like that. I think there's about 19 different
Wow.
obstacles, and it's about 3 miles the course, maybe.
So that would be very intense for training because you have to train a lot of different muscle groups
So
for
it's
something
definitely
like
a full
that.
body thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely a full body, but this one I don't believe is a race.
Okay.
It's more about just completing the
It sounds,
course.
yeah, that sounds like more than enough. 19 obstacles in 3 miles. I think just being done, like,
Yeah.
yeah, why run it? Why cause these hazards and
So
stuff like that?
it's going to be a good time.
So that seems like an extreme. Well, it does seem like an extreme. You're working with people who are, let's say, from just basic mobility to people who are competing events, and that takes a lot of that's a lot of different skills on your part. I mean, working with that, I think that's kind of impressive. That's a nice range of.
Yeah, and it's pretty rewarding too, and it allows me to utilize everything,
Right.
and it's fun and it's challenging. I'm not doing the same thing every single day,
Well, you can see
fun.
that progress. Like if someone is coming in just needing like basic mobility help, and you can see really huge progress on that. So that's pretty exciting on that.
Mhm.
So that's obviously a big part of what is going on, and you have 2 gyms now.
Yes.
Which is very exciting. So obviously the one here in the county, and then your second one
is in Owenton.
Okay.
So in Owen County. I purchased that in April.
Okay.
So now, if you are a member of Gallatin County, then you also get access to the Owen County gym.
Which is nice.
And then vice versa as well. So a lot of people, or some people, take advantage of that too, because maybe they live here and work there, or live there and work here. So a lot of people are using that benefit.
Well, sometimes it's nice to just mix up your gym.
Yeah,
Just sometimes just some different
Absolutely.
space, just a different kind
Change
of
of
thing.
scenery.
Yeah. And then you also do the Zumba course here at the library or class. What is that kind of like that event?
Yes, so it is so fun. I love to dance. I've always loved to dance. So Zumba is dancing, a lot of cardio, but you don't know it's you know it's cardio.
You're having
but
fun.
Yes, you're having fun, and you're burning lots of calories. So typically, a Zumba class is, again, 45 minutes, and I typically burn 300 calories in that 45 minutes.
Okay.
No problem.
And so if that isn't enough, by the way, that seems like, honestly, all that seems like a lot. What is something, I guess, kind of going back to just kind of randomly back to your training, what are some things that like working with people that, like, I don't know if stumbling blocks is the right word, but what are some things that challenges that people are kind of struggling with that you see, so kind of your clients?
Probably the mobility, honestly.
Okay.
That's one of the most important things, just stretching, that you need to make sure that you do every day, really. That's one of those things that you lose and that creeps up on you.
Right.
And that's really, really going to hinder you as you age. And I just see that a lot because I work with the seniors at the senior building too. I go there on Fridays and do a workout class with them.
Okay.
And so I get to see the different age ranges from the training in the gym and then working with the seniors here. So if you don't stretch, it's really going to limit you as you age. So stretch those legs, stretch those arms, Whether it's just stretching like this,
Right.
bending down and touching your toes, you're going to regret it later if you don't.
What do you do then? You said you're over Friday at the senior.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you do working with them?
We do all kinds of different things. So sometimes we do like a chair dance
Okay.
to different videos. So sometimes it's a Michael Jackson song. This week we're going to do a Queen song, and we'll sit in a chair. And it gets the heart rate up going. There's crunches in it. It's cardio at the same time. A lot of arm movements. Sometimes I'll bring in like the big yoga balls and some resistance bands. And we'll have little stations. And so we rotate.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just dance.
Yeah, because you could put the band under your chair and you're doing curls all of a sudden. What's that?
Or you stretch them.
Right.
Or,
okay.
Yeah, all kinds of different things.
You turn your chair into a bench.
That's right. Yeah.
That's really cool.
You can get creative.
Yeah.
So. And then a couple times they've come to the gym too.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I've taught them to how to use some of the equipment over there.
Yeah.
And so they're not shy.
So at your gym then, are you a fan of the machines, or do you prefer free weights for people, or you're kind of like working out is working out, or what are your feelings on that?
So it's both.
Okay.
When I train, I probably tend to use more free weights than I do the actual machines. But I do mix it up and use both.
You mentioned this just the other day at the chamber meeting, which I thought was interesting, is selling lunches. Make sure I'm getting it right, the concept right, because I thought it was just very cool. And so you're also doing that too. So you're in that whole other part of wellness and So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's meal preps. It's Mimi's Macros.
Okay.
Relatively local. She is a company who makes meal preps for either individuals. You can order them on her website, or she also preps them for gyms. So I order them in bulk and have them delivered, and it's fresh food, never frozen. I order on Wednesday. They go shopping on Thursday. They cook it on Friday and Saturday. Gets delivered to me on Sunday, and it is healthy food for you to grab out of the fridge there. So I think this week in the fridge as we speak, we have, Philly cheesesteak quesadillas, strawberry cheesecake overnight oats, cheesy flatbreads or taco flatbreads, something like that. And then the last one, I can't think of what it is. Something. Buffalo mac and cheese.
Okay, yeah.
Buffalo chicken mac and cheese, which is a big hit.
Okay.
So they have all been delicious. But she balances them. You've got all the ingredients as well as the nutritional facts right there on the label for you. So
it's like having your own dietitian in the kitchen. I mean, there's someone who's putting that thought into it.
Right.
And so what made you think about doing that? Like,
actually, one of my trainees introduced me to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, this works.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, that's wonderful.
It was another service that I could provide that would help people. So.
How long have you been running your gym?
I'm awful with dates.
Okay.
Like 7 years.
Okay.
I think November will be 8 years.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
What what is something you kind of learned from that experience? Because that's a different, it's one thing to be into fitness yourself, but now you're, that whole other side of training and working with people, and then obviously you're doing facilities, running a building, and trying to figure out what are some kind of things you've learned from that.
Well, I guess I learned that the county needed it more than I realized.
Okay, yeah. I guess kind of how did you get started as far as like your equipment and like what were your location? What kind of drew you to that location? Like what was kind of behind that?
Well, when we first started the gym, of course it's a huge investment and I wasn't sure if it was going to go over well and everything. So I the location and everything was just safe. I felt comfortable with that number. I felt comfortable with the size and everything, and I didn't feel like I was going to get in over my head.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up there, and it's been great. It's been wonderful to me and everything, but I love it. Everybody. I just need a bigger space,
Right.
It's done so well, and I wish I had so much more to offer.
Yeah.
So.
And I know it's very hard, and So when
But
you,
it's a good thing at the same time.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, you're like, yeah, to have this feeling. And so then, okay, so you're motoring along, you're doing really well, you're doing trainings and all that great stuff. So what made you think to go into another county to kind of expand? What kind of motivated that?
That's a great question. Well, I knew of a gym in Carrollton that sold.
Okay.
And I guess I was kind of disappointed. I didn't know that it was for sale.
You're like, I could have got in on that, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I reached out to Owenton
Mm-hmm.
and said, hey, if you're ever interested, let me know. And they were.
And so that was an existing gym already, and they were just kind of like, okay, we've gotten as far as we need to get. We're looking at getting out. So the timing was just really good on that.
They weren't looking at to get out.
Okay.
They just said okay.
Wow.
So
That's nice. What are the hours for your two locations?
they are 24/7.
Very cool.
Both of them. They're not staffed 24/7.
Right.
But once you become a member, you have access to the facility.
When is your busiest hour, do you think, typically?
Definitely in the I'm speaking about Gallatin.
Okay.
So definitely in the after work.
Okay.
The 5 o'clock
Yeah.
to 7:30ish.
Well, that's interesting. So you don't have the 4:30 crew coming in, and
It's not too bad yet. Maybe tanning.
okay.
Tanning's pretty busy.
So you also offer tanning then?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you got it all.
And in the mornings, around 7:38.
Okay.
There's a little bit of traffic going through, but it's never like
Yeah.
too bad at once.
I know some people lift at like 5. I'm like, oh, I just go.
Mm-hmm.
It just does
All
not.
hours of the night.
I just.
All hours
it's
of
fine.
the night.
Just like
Yes.
I'll wake up early. Oh God. So the afternoon one sounds better to me. So give your body some time to kind of wake up. But you lift. I guess you lift when you can lift. So when you get the
Especially
time.
if you have a night shift job or
Yeah.
something.
So how do you find time to work out for yourself then when you're not working as in?
I work out with my trainees.
Okay. Well that's good though too.
Yeah.
Probably that you're involved in your.
Yeah.
And you're doing that and stuff
So
like
this
that.
morning, for example, it's a beautiful day outside. So the first 3 sessions, we actually met down at the Riverfront Park.
Oh, that's great.
I had them meet me down there.
Yeah.
I took some weights and we worked out outside, walked around the track, did some things at all the different park or benches.
Right.
Maybe jog some.
Well, thank you so very much for coming in. I appreciate it and hearing about everything you're doing, which is a lot. It's a lot of fitness. So it's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.